we're joined by the chairman of the Nigeria Labour Congress in Lagos State, that is Lagos State Council, Fumi Sesi. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on the news.
And good evening to all the viewers.
Now, the NLC is demanding an increase in the 70,000 naira minimum wage. Now, is that conversation long overdue, or should we instead shift attention to the policies driving up the cost of living?
The reason why the NSC and the teams is pushing for the review is because of the soaring inflation, because of the economic condition that is prevalent in the country right now, which has made the review to be necessary at this time.
Okay, so talking about economic conditions, some people will say that, well, it has to do with the economic policies of this administration, even as the presidency has continued to maintain that its economic policies have continued or are yielding positive results. So now that we are in this economic situation, should the focus now be more on maybe social welfare packages and targeted reliefs, given concerns that a wage increase could even further fuel inflation in the country?
Yes, rightly as you have said, I think the impact of the economy, we have not really felt it. And it does not really have a positive impact in the lives of Nigerians because of the worsening economic reality that is on ground. Like you have said, if we have more of the social interferences, social packages,
measures,
and measures for Nigerians, and not only that, if we have some, like the electricity now, if the electricity is there, that is fine. And we all know that the subsidy removal has actually affected every facet of our life in Nigeria, because immediately the subsidy was removed, we saw how the price of PMS just soared. And we know that everything that we need in life, has to be by movement. So importation of goods, bringing of food items from a particular place to another particular place, like some of these food items, yam, consumables, perishables, they have to be moved from a certain region of this country down to this side. So it affects that the cost of transportation, of movement, affects the pricing of food items. And we can also see now, because of, I don't know, people will say that when the salaries are being increased, definitely there will be inflation. But the economy is biting hard currently on the wage, on the minimum wage that we earn now. So should we continue in this suffering? Many people now, they cannot even afford to pay their rents because landlords have increased their rents tremendously. Increase in accommodation, increase in transport fare, increase in the food items that we purchase.
Yeah.
We just saw a kind of relief sometimes when the prices of the good items came down. But before we know it, we were now being told that because of the Hormuz, the Hormuz,
Strait of Hormuz,
problem
yes.
between Iran, yes, Strait of Hormuz, the problem between Iran and America that is now affecting us. But the government should always provide a kind of a relief for Nigerians that will not be people to be in poverty.
Okay,
that is what we're talking about. And that's why NLC is trying to push for an early review.
Yeah. So,
of
for me, when it comes
one
to wage increases, everybody's always fixated on the presidency. But the president has repeatedly, urged Nigerians to hold their state governments accountable. Even now that we've seen federal allocations, that have increased after the removal of the fuel subsidy. So, your own assessment, would you say that the state governments have even done enough to cushion the impact of the high cost of living?
I won't say the state governments have done enough to cushion the impact of the removal of the subsidy. And let me also say this, that the worker's salary is still in the exclusive list. So if it's in the exclusive list, it means that the worker is still an act of a law, a general law in the country. So the decision about the salary, fixation of the salary of the workers is still in the exclusive list, and is still an act of a law being regulated by the Assembly, National Assembly in the country. So that is why we are now saying that the NLC and the TUC want to go back to, tell the government at the federal level. Then let me also say this, that it's always a tripartite people that will, have to sit, the federal, the state, and also the employer. The employer will be there, the government at the federal level, at the state level, their representative will also be there. So all the stakeholders will be there. And the instruments that will be used, to negotiate and to discuss about what they believe that is fair to the workers will now be decided by all the stakeholders, that we have to sit and discuss about this. But we just saw that the federal government, they increased the salaries of some groups, like the lecturers in the university. They added some percentage because they know that they have to do the needful, so that they will not be having break in academic calendar. Also, we have seen the government, they have seen that our military personnel, they are really, really, pushing hard and making effort to secure the country. And the government has also seen that their salary is one of the worst in the world. So they have just increased their salary.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. We're also saying that the workforce, the workers too, we create the wealth. We should not be in abject poverty.
Okay.
That 70,000 minimum wage, the economic situation has already eroded the 70,000, and it's no longer sustainable. So there is it is necessary for government now to dialogue with the labor leadership and to see what can be done. And also we use this medium to also, appeal to the government, or to talk to the senses of the government.
Okay.
To reason that there are so many things that they need to do, policies
Of
that will
course.
bring about, that will reduce the hardship that Nigerians are being faced with.
Are going through.
There should be subsidy.
Yeah,
Government should
basically the need for the government to holistically look at how to ameliorate the plight of Nigerians.
Subsidy for food,
All right.
feeding. There should be subsidy in that aspect, basically.
All right, for me, Ceci, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate that.